So, we're gonna do some training tonight, but I want to take the first few minutes and play some drums here. I've been working on some stuff. I'm not playing the drums all night. I just for a few minutes. I've been practicing rudiments, like paradiddles. So I've been working on triples, like triple kick. And then paradiddles. So you got the right, left, right, 1, 2, but I'm doing it with the I'm incorporating the drum, so it'll be like kick, right, so you got right, left, right, and then double, and then the opposite. I've just been messing around with that. You get the idea, but basically I'm learning this because I'm trying to play a specific song, and it's Primus, and it's really difficult. So I've been practicing rudiments. So it's like I'm trying to do a drum beat where it's like a triple. Just been messing around with triples, stuff like that. Like it's a good like drummer, but this is all new to me, so I'm having a hard time mastering it. Normally we do like triples would be like yeah. Or quads. Bass springs are good. just play the song. I could do this all night. I actually do want to play this song. It's probably going to be copyrighted. And then we'll get into working out, and then we can all talk shit. Library. You guys like Primus? Shitty attempt at playing that song. I've been practicing that fucker all day long. Yeah. So I guess we'll do some training now. For any of you guys that are still with me, I apologize for that. I've been itching to do that for a while now. Let me turn this music off. Ah, shit, where's my remote? Alright. You know, I start drumming, I could do that shit all night. Tell me I'm getting better. That doesn't mean I'm good, but getting better. That is also a really hard beat to play. Those triples, because it's hard to find a triple in a 4 count. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Because it always comes out to when you ride the hi-hat and you come down on the and 4, the beat then crosses over to 1. So it goes 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5. So it's late. So it's hard to get the timing. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to figure out how to get triples into a 4 count. So it's like 1, 2, 2, you know what I mean? Like kind of like John Bonham when he's playing. In the days of our youth, I was told what it means to be a man. Like that's all he's doing is playing triples. Like that's what I want to do. I want to do that. Mr. Rich, what's up? Timu gang. Stuck with 1 and 2. Leave 3 and 4 alone. This is you, and yet you're here, you're watching. Nate knows exactly right. I would learn to play before jumping on YouTube. No disrespect. Nate, I've never waited to do anything. That's why I'm a fucking awesome and you suck. No, here's the thing. Like, I've noticed that a lot of people, people like you who are just judgmental and angry. I mean, obviously, you suck, but most people relate to some guy that's 51 years old trying new stuff out. And that's sort of my MO. I'm like really bad at things, but I try everything. And I just do it. And then eventually I get pretty good at it. And along the way, hopefully maybe I inspired someone who is afraid to try something because they might suck at it to go through that hard process and become good at something. Obviously it's a powerlifting channel, but I mean, how much more can I achieve as a powerlifter? I've been consistently ranked at top 3 of the world for over 40 lifters for 5 years straight now. I do want to get, if I can get my total into the 1700s, I'll probably be in the Hall of Fame. My highest recorded total is the 1650 in the 220 weight class, and that's just like right there at the edge, at the cusp of being, all of my lifts are international elite. So you got like rankings for, you got class 1 through 4, and then you have a master total, and then you have elite and international elite, and I have all international elite totals. But like, the point being is like, how much more can I push powerlifting? Like, where else can I go with it? I think after I try to maybe get into the Hall of Fame, I might start coaching or something, or I'd like to start a team and like kind of pay it forward. But I'm 51 and I'm still like, I like doing things. I like martial arts. I like rock climbing. I like learning how to play the drums. I like painting Warhammer figurines. I suck at that too, and I'm getting really good. I'm getting good enough to paint where I might be able to enter a competition. And when I started painting, I was fucking awful. And that's the whole thing, man. It's like my channel, if you stick around, it's just like we watch a guy suck at something until he gets good at it. Or he doesn't. And like people like you, I'm like, I don't know, that's kind of a weird sentiment. Like, get good before you post it. Like, if all you see is people at their best, and I talked to some of the drummers, like the real good ones, and they do like 30 takes to get 20 seconds of video. They get 30 takes to get that fucking 1 minute of video that you watch that's perfect. And meanwhile, what you didn't watch is like 4 hours of him fucking up until he got it right. They don't post that shit. And then he kind of sets the bar so high that you think that you can't do anything. For the longest time, I would see people that were experts at everything. They never show the process. Like, they never show the injuries. They never show the failures. You never see, like, the real. Like, what is it really like to get to be the best? Everybody thinks people are the way they are, and they've always been that way. And the truth is it's usually a disaster for 95% of it, followed by about 5% awesome. And that's what we put online. And honestly, like, Nate, you're cool. Like, I don't care. Like, everybody's got their opinion, and I don't mind. You're probably right, but it's not. I'm just one of those guys that I don't really care. You know what I mean? You should drum with paint on them. I got paint all over them. I've drawn all over my set. I got rainbow heads on it. And the other thing is, Nate, I'm actually not a bad drummer. I don't know how to play triples like that. I'm learning something new. So if you actually knew, you would know that I'm actually not bad. I can hold my own. I'm also new to the double bass too, so that's new also. I just started using the double bass about a month ago. I've had it for a long time, but I just never used it. But regardless, even if I didn't, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter to me. I'd rather see someone learning something than have them out on the streets doing drugs. We all have to start somewhere. Well, yeah, but the Dead City Radio, the the idea is like I'm a 51-year-old man, you know, like most guys my age that I talk to, unfortunately, don't think that they can do anything anymore. Like the ship's passed, they're over the hill, they can't do it, you know, they're not going to be able to get in shape, or they're not going to be able to do things they want to do. And they tell me it's injuries, you know, oh, my back's messed up. And if you look at my channel, the theme is like literally like injury recovery. How to recover from injuries so you can get your life back. That's what I do. And as soon as I hear the excuses, I just go, okay, you're cool. You either want to do it or you don't. Like if you want something bad enough, you'll find a way. And if you don't, you'll find an excuse. And if somebody's willing to go through the baby steps to attack an injury like at its core and start with step 0, which might be like laying on the floor and doing clamshells for a back injury. If you'll start at the very bottom and work your way, you can, like for me, I lost use of my leg and I couldn't walk. Like my nerve got pinched off, and I was close to squat 600. I think I was like 585. And then everybody said, "Oh, you're done, dude." People were cheering on my injury. They were happy to see it, which I thought was interesting. I'm like, "Oh man, I don't know what I did to you, but wish me death. That's nice. Have a good day." But I came back, and I not only was I able to beat 600, I was getting close to 700. And same thing, I blew my shoulder out. I had bicep surgery is what I'm coming back from now. And people say, well, maybe you should stop because you keep getting hurt. Yeah, probably. But, you know, some of the people I know with, like, the worst injuries don't even lift. They got hit by cars and stuff. So, like, you know, you can live in a hole if you want to, but who's to say, right? Hieroglyphics. Let's see, we got some here. My drawings, yeah, they're not bad. I started sketching again. I used to be I was a professional illustrator for a while, and I just started sketching again. I don't really have anything that's great. Let me see. Oh, you know what, babe? I left my sketch pad over at Billy's house. Do I have anything? I do not. Yeah, I brought my sketch pad over to my friend's house to show him because we're gonna start doing we're gonna start illustrating on YouTube, a separate channel, and he wants my assistance with it. Well, we got some ideas, and they never occurred to me to use my artistic talents to try to make money. My parents always told me it was a waste of time, and when I was a professional illustrator, I actually did some comic book stuff. Top Cow, I don't know if you guys collect comics. Top Cow is a subsidiary of Image Comics. That was in, let me think, 2004? I was going to school also for architecture and drafting. And then everyone that was getting degrees, they were saying that they could place them as interns and stuff, making $22,000 a year, which you could make at McDonald's as a supervisor. So as an illustrator, I just wasn't making enough money to survive. And I unfortunately took the easy road because I got into heavy industry and construction, which I like because I was going to school to be a chemical engineer. But I think over the years, I've convinced myself I like it a lot more than I do because I really hate it. I wish I would have just like toughed it out and stuck with what I was passionate about. But you know what? It's all good. Babe, I don't have my drawing pad on me. It's over at Billy's house. We got a yacht in here. What's up, Rogue? Yeah, Christina, you have to do those clamshells. You had hip surgery, so she's going through it right now. Someone said, awesome, Jim. It's a fucking mess, but if you look over here, We also have a Smith machine, and right now it's being used as a luggage rack. And then, of course, I got my kickboxing gym with the. I don't know why. I just been obsessed with the goddamn drums because I'm actually starting to get the rudiments down to where I can spread them out, and it's just like, fucking leave it alone. Like, don't touch it. I'll hear a song and I'll be like, oh, I can play that. I've just got a passion for it, even though I'm not good at it. I'm getting better. I'm a good pocket player. I can play, like, most pop rock all day long. But I want to do stuff like death metal, like. Or no, jazz. Jazz would be cool. There we go. All right. This garage is getting out of control. Hey, you bought this thing for physical therapy for you, and I don't know where to put it. Incidentally, Christina's my managing moderator. She's in the chat. So say hi to her. She's my wife. So for anybody new to the channel, I really like training with the camber bar. As you can see, it's got this additional 4 inches. And when you're bench pressing, you get extended range of motion. When you're squatting, it moves the weight forward like a front squat. When you're rowing, you can row farther. It just has an overhead press. It gives you a deeper press. It's just a really nifty bar to have. It's so versatile. And if you're a power lifter, it really is a cheat code. It makes squats a little bit harder. Not enough to be noticeable, but just enough to, it puts the weight a little bit more on your quads. So then when you switch to your regular bar on your own platform, you just have this enormous amount of strength that will unlock. I like the mixed grip bar too, but I've used that 2 weeks in a row. Trolls are lame. I encourage trolling, but you have to be clever and funny. Otherwise, what are you doing with your life? If you're not clever and funny, why are you trolling? Like, I just want people to know I'm a jackass. Okay, don't let me know that's working for you. Double grip and twist, maybe spit on it a little. Yeah, baby. Yeah, double grip. Hey, I need to do weights too. To eat too many damn tacos, and now I'm a chubby girl. Alexa Flores. Man, Mexican food will do it to you. I'll tell you. I'm trying to prove that you can survive on ice cream, anabolics, and weightlifting. And people are like, "What's your secret to staying slim?" And I was like, "Well, first you got to smoke more cigarettes than a R.J. Reynolds lab chimpanzee." Tacos are awesome. If I had to choose, if like you put me on an island so you can only have one type of food, I gotta go with Mexican. Japanese is really good too, though. But I don't know. Mexican is like practical. It's pragmatic. It's you can put it in a container that you can go with you, and pretty much all the ingredients are transferable to the other dishes. So, what's in a taco? meat, tomatoes. Well, in my tacos, I like cilantro, onions, guacamole. That's on carne asada. And then on chicken, I like lettuce, cheese. I like the fried ones. The street tacos, it's just onions and cilantro is for me. And then Christina likes cheese on hers, I think. Nicholas Roos, would you stick your man meat in a torta? Um, I don't know. If you, that's like a 2 out of 10 troll. But yes, I would stick it in anything, especially if the money's right. Connecticut is the next best thing, and I live here, but I got to go back to my home state. Where's your home state? We have bomb food. Oh, Alexa, where are you at? Let me see here. What did you say? IO deadlift with a nutsack. Nick, come on, dude. You're not funny. Like I see you're trying. I'm about to do a mic drop on your ass, bro. And like we'll show you what trolling is. Let me see, Nicholas. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at Nick's profile. He wants to troll. Let's have some fun. Nick, front and center. Let's go to channel. Dude, I live with your nutsack. Haha, I'm funny. Meanwhile, my 13-year-old son's like, I can do better than that. 1 subscriber. More about this channel. He's been online since 2017. Doesn't have a view. You doing roofing? Okay, we have some scaffolding. Okay, man in the trades. How old are you, Nick? God, roofing sucks. Fuck roofing. I've been in construction, commercial construction for the better part of 20 years, and then before that I was in mining and chemical. Okay, what do we got here? Shout out to me, GN123 Sky. Hey, Kevin P. Thornton. Christo. Thank you, Kevin. Sub. Thank you, sub. 26. Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. You're still kind of young. You haven't figured it out yet. Nick, you're too young to be a curmudgeon online fucking trolling people. Get out there and fucking touch some boobies. Go feel what a vagina feels like. All right, if you're into the pole, that's fine too. But don't. Come on, you got better. If you're gonna be trolling, you got to at least like. Here's what I recommend: like go onto like Reddit or someplace where they got comedians that are, guys that do rants, kind of like Razor Fist or what's his name, the redheaded guy that's on, the fucking Irish dude. Guys like that, guys that are really quick. You know, they just mic drop bomb you to your soul. My wife's good at that. Put together about 10 minutes of material. Say it to your friends and ask them, would you either be offended by this or is it funny? And, then present it online and, maybe we'll do something with it. But your comments right now are like kind of like sophomoric at best. Do it, dive over your nutsack. I don't even, see, this problem is I don't have a comeback for that. I can't retort. A witty response, if you will. Also go by he, she. Hey, get in where you fit in, brother. It has the highest GDP. What? Oh, you're Connecticut? Wow. Gian, so you're going to be live streaming? When I get off, I'll hop over to your channel. So let me go ahead and add you to. I'm going to subscribe to you, brother. I usually subscribe to everybody that subscribes to me, which was cool when I only had like 200 people, but now it's 8,000. I'm like, gotta have a little discretion. All right, so I got you subbed. What do you like to live stream? We got Rocket League, nice. I was a big, so this is I'm dating myself here. A big Halo 3 player. Like, that's where I got. Modern games fucking suck, man. The last game I bought, when I bought the full package, the whole like the whatever edition, I got Dragon Age Origins, and I bought one after that. It was I was fucking pissed. It wasn't It wasn't Destiny 2. I actually like Destiny 2, even though it took a while to get it. Master Chief Collection, that kind of was buggy, but that turned out okay. Halo, oh yeah, Halo Infinite. Fuck, I was so goddamn mad. I understand it's. I think they got their shit together and they've got a lot of DLC for it. But I was so angry. I was so excited for that shit, and just to have this open world full of nothing. I'm like, what the? Yeah. I've been playing a lot of old games. Oh, where did the channel go? Holy shit. Okay, don't do that. You're kind. Uh, Steven Sullivan. Hoorah! Marine in the house. I have a rule for... God damn it, the chat's going fast tonight. You wouldn't believe what I did the other day. I got my feet done plus a tattoo of Bruce Lee dragon on my back. That's fucking awesome. We were getting pedicures a lot for a while. Hot shorts. Hell yeah. These are, believe it or not, these are Muay Thai shorts. Kill Crew. I normally wear, I'll get these right here. Hold on. These are the actual shorts that you know, for Muay Thai. And then most of my shorts are absurdly short. And I don't know. You know what it was? So I used to wear long shorts like to my knees, and I got these really tiny calves, right? Like they're not that big. They're strong. I can squat 4 times my body weight. And I used to have people like, I had a guy ask me if I trained legs while I was fucking squatting. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, bro, you ever train legs? I'm like, what do you mean? And I looked in the mirror and I'm like, yeah, you see these little tiny calves. And I'm like, so one day I went in with my Marine Corps Silkies. I got all the boys milkshake to the yard, baby. God, that was a weird one. Nice legs. Thank you. I appreciate that. But then everybody was telling me how huge my legs were. God, your quads are monstrous. I'm like, all right. Yeah. But if you go to any powerlifting gym anywhere in the United States, them boys are shaving when they're. That's all I'm saying. If you wear short shorts, what are you playing, Gian? If I'm pronouncing that right. Let's see. Mr. Handsome, would you fight me? Mr. Handsome, are you having a stroke? Do you need a hug? Would you fight me? Yeah, I sure would. I'm gonna come find you. How old are you, Mr. Handsome? You just want me to wrestle you, don't you? So he was just retarded then. Yes, exactly. That's great. As short as possible. Hey man, are you a mechanic? Well, he's underneath the car fixing it. So I was wearing these shorts and my wife said they're kind of fruity. That was the consensus. I'm not even joking. So we're at the gym, EOS, and there was another man wearing the exact same pair. So I was like, look, he's wearing them. And I went up to him and I said, nice shorts, bro. And he's like, thanks. I love them. And I'm like, all right. I guess they're gay then. Whatever, you win. Did you get bicep surgery? Yes, I got the distal tendon reattached to the ulnar bone. I'm thinking of live streaming MLB. Okay. I want to wrestle you. Hey, I'm gonna learn you about love, boy. Get in there real deep like. Wet shirt. Hell yeah, North Star. North Star. Thank you, man. You are ripped. Keep grinding. Dave, I appreciate that, but I feel like I've lost everything. Well, I guess I haven't really. Since I had the surgery, I kind of stopped training. And the other day, I hit 315 for 4, which people would say is a lot, but as a competitive powerlifter, I think I was doing 315 for 9 or 10 before surgery. I benched a little over 400 pounds. Are you Beavis's dad? So Ted Garum is obviously a millennial to be busting out with the Beavis jokes, because nobody knows. Like, that's going to be between you and me, because no one knows who the fuck you're talking about. 90, you can only hit 95 for 3. It is what it is, man. I don't judge people by the amount of weight they lift, and people think that when I talk about the numbers I can hit. It's really not about what you can or can't do. It's about what do you want to do, and are you making progress towards that goal. So if you're doing more today than you did yesterday, that's just as good. It's absolutely as it's as impressive as, maybe even more impressive than the guy that's hitting 400 pounds that's doing the same thing every week. Um, what the fuck is Beavis? Smart Gamer 999. Beavis and Butthead was a cartoon by Mike Judge that was popular in the 80s, or was it the early 90s? And it was pretty funny. King of the Hill. He did that one too. Yeah, Tad Garum. Well, the millennial jokes are welcome here, but I don't know how far they're going to go. Donnie 115, you got soft hands. I'm trying to. I'll put lotion on them every night. Actually, you know what? Since I stopped training when I got surgery, they are getting kind of soft. Now that you mention it. Then we got Middle East Beast. Hey, dweeb. I've seen it before. Let's see. Yeah, I'm only 13, but I hit 100 for one the other day. How much do you weigh, Gabe? Drop the tough guy act, 115. Okay. Millennials played Smear the Queer, and that was okay. Fuck yeah, we did. Smear the Queer. Goddamn right. No, Christina, my wife, says no, he doesn't have soft hands. What's my favorite boxing style? I've been falling in love with Muay Thai, to be honest with you. I have my Blockbuster card on my wall. I used to work at Blockbuster. Gabe Fitness. You weigh 118 and you hit 100 for one the other day. You're 13. That's outstanding. That is outstanding. So Gian's trying to promote his stream on my stream, which I'm going to give him a pass because he's a young guy. But that's usually frowned upon. But anyway, go check him out. He's streaming MLB something or other. I don't really play the sports games. The game I've been playing lately is Near Automata. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's a little waifu running around with a giant sword and slaying shit. And you can stare at her butt while she's running. And the liberals would say that's objectifying women, and I would agree. And I would say, leave my fantasy waifu alone, you freak. Go make your own weird games. I'm a Naval Marine, 33rd out of the Pentagon. Oh, yeah. Middle East, I thought you were a Navy SEAL 33rd out of the Pentagon. Are you? Did you transfer over to MARSOC? Boxing style, you like, well, peekaboo, obviously, because I got, that's actually what I trained for a year. You see, I trained boxing under Paul, what was his name? Babe, what was his last name? I can't even remember now. He's a Mexican style boxer. He was training. He was one of Freddie Roach's guys. He's got a gym here in Vegas, and he's a bit of an asshole, and the kids didn't like him. But we trained with him for a year, and he was kind of hybrid peekaboo because of the way I'm built and the way I move. But Mexican boxing is more like turning yourself into a punching bag. And I think what Paulie was really doing was using me to tune up his actual fighters. Because I'm an older man, and like he wasn't really. I don't know. I felt like I was getting abused, to be honest with you. Show us some shadow boxing. I'll get that after I do some benching. I'm gonna hit the bag.
Hello.
You didn't ask? No.
Yes.
I asked if you want to do some kickboxing.
I know, but my friend is here and we're in the middle of a role play.
You look very beautiful.
Of course. Thank you.
I just don't know if I like these predators that are online right now. Seeing you like that.
Father, help!
I'm gonna
Help me.
You want to train?
I don't know. Mila?
You want to?
I don't know.
I'm gonna do a couple sets of bench, and then I'm gonna hit the. Get into it.
I'll think about it. I don't know.
We're gonna do incline paper bar. I just inclined about 4 inches. I got these are just about 4 inches right there. Let me see here. Middle East species, you also get demoted in the Pentagon. Yeah, my daughter's awesome. I love her. Oh, still funny though, Christina. Slurms. What's up, Slurms? Oh, you're back, baby. I love it. Do you work on your material? You got maybe a little better trolling tonight? Last time I was like, I would say F plus, maybe D minus. Like, just calling somebody names is not trolling. It's just being an asshole. Right? It's not funny. Like I say, like, I mean, I know you're a faggot, but I would never call you that, right? Touch your ass, loser, Slurms. I don't have any hope for you, buddy, baby. You just don't have what it takes. Dude, find a different hobby. Everybody pay attention to Slurm's podcast. Read his comments. This guy, like, spent 2 hours trying to insult me last time, and it was pathetic. It was almost, like, laughable. All he did was show everybody that he's a sub IQ of 80, maybe. Barely able to tie his shoes kind of thing. Like, you know, he's got to have the cork on the fork so he doesn't hurt himself. He's trying to turn the TV on. He's actually turning the microwave on, that kind of thing. Just bad. But he won't quit. That's the fucking amazing thing. Is like, we're trying to tell him, like, you suck, dude. You're fucking terrible. Like, your mother probably doesn't love you. You were adopted, obviously. Stop. Go find a different hobby. Because, like, if all you do is, like, annoy people and call them names, you're just a douchebag. What's my favorite beer? I haven't had an alcoholic beverage since in a long time, 2013. But if I was gonna pick a favorite, you know, I kind of went through an IPA phase. But honestly, at the end of the day, just a nice Corona with a lime. Simple, refreshing. Why with that really bright light at the top? Why with that really bright light at the top, Slurms? How do you diagram that sentence? You have a way with words. Some people not have way. Your diction and cadence, they're enticing, enthralling. Regale us with your intellect. Your profound statements, they keep us enticed, keep us coming back for more. Enlighten us with your your lights, right? You should touch your butt. He's just screaming at the fucking microwave. My mommy loves me. Fuck you. What's your max back squat? The most I've ever done was, did I get 700? No, I was like 685. I mean, which of those flags in the background have you masturbated on? That's funny. They masturbate on the flags. Bro, it's just sad. I'm not going to repeat your comments anymore. I'm not going to kick you off because I want people to see how retarded you are, but you're kind of wasting my time. I gave you a chance. You suck. You're not funny. You can keep talking if you want, but I'm not going to waste my time on you anymore. All right. Gian, if you tell people that you're live streaming one more time, I've been cool. I tried to hint that it's kind of inappropriate for you to advertise on other people's streams. That was a hint. Stop it. Bad boy. My son's 13. I'm going to put you in the corner. All right. Gay software update loading. Isaac Diaz. It's so Moorish. Why is the Wolverine still on your punching bag? No, it's not. He's not. And even if he was, what do you give a fuck? I updated it with better targets. I wanted to get something that was actually like the height of target. That way it's more, when you're trying to hit someone in the throat, it's more accurate. You got the ribs here. The Wolverine, that was a joke, man. That's so funny. He was so unhinged with that. And one day I put like a picture of Max on there. I printed his face out. And they lost their fucking mind. That's trolling, Slurms. That's how you troll. You gotta say something subtle that maybe you don't catch. Like, like say something like, you're too pretty to be fat like that, or something like that. And after a while, you're like, what the fuck that bitch say to me? That's trolling. You're just a douchebag. You're a fucking idiot. It's like, how do you say I'm a retard without saying I'm a retard? There you go. There's a fucking, what do you call it? I will say though, I enjoy your tenacity. I think that the amount of effort that you're putting into it is admirable. Let's see what his message say. Let's see what profound wisdom he got blocked by Steven. Let's view the. Okay, so he said, "What blue posters are you hiding with the American flag?" Ha ha! Insinuating you're probably a liberal. Huh? And honestly, would that matter? You probably don't even know what that means. Possibly not the American flag underneath the American flag. Dude, that's not. I don't even know what to do with that. That's sad. Like, how would I make that funny? Let me think here. How would I make that funny? What possible blue posters are you hiding under the flags? So I want to say I'm thinking you're a progressive, right? No, I don't know. I don't know what to do with that. That's not funny. I'm sorry, I can't. I'd have to think about it. I will think about it. I'm going to make that funny. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back and look at all of your comments, and then the next live stream, I'm going to revise them for you, and I'm going to bust them on you and show you how to properly troll people. Because you suck, dude. Like, how old are you, anyways? You haven't answered any of my questions either. Like, are you a bot? Actually, he might be a bot. See, I don't want to block him because then he would get what he wants. Smart gamer, you only know how to game. You young punk. Oh my God, just look underneath the flag. Why would I do that? That's a piece of fucking insulation. Pretty standard on every construction site across America, to be honest with you. Which he'd probably know if he ever had a job. Slurm gets recorded meeting 13-year-old boys at Walmart, right? Shut it, Al Qaeda. Are you wearing a shirt? You're from Israel. Oh. Tiny hat. I'm not from Israel. What was the weight you were going to press, Isaac? So, I'm doing the camber bar with an incline. I got a 4-inch incline on it, so I probably won't be able to press as much as normal with the extended range of motion. But I think these are better because if you want your boobies to grow, you really got to stretch your pectorals out. You can do that with dumbbells, but this is a nice, convenient way, and it also crosses over to the lifter. You do it in competition really nicely. The reason I use the incline, believe it or not, is because of the safety bars. If I don't use this incline, I can't put them on the safety bars. And I almost killed myself, so I'm not doing that again. But the reason I sound like I smoked 20 packs of cigarettes a day is because I dropped this barbell on my neck and I almost died. these lengths and partials, what I like to do, if I press up, I can come back towards the chin a bit. Really, really loads the triceps and the shoulders. Press up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Scald and buckethead. Damn, what's up, baby? I see you blocking some messages. So they're obviously being assholes to each other, and then Gian, I warned you. You subscribe to my channel, and I subscribe to yours, and I would like you to stay around, but you're gonna. That's called spamming, and we'll just block you, and that sucks. I don't want to do that. Totally not someone you know. Hey, dude, what's up, my man? William, how much testosterone are you taking, Brody? Right now, probably about 200, yeah. So half a mil, let me add it up because I got test, deca, E, fentanyl, ethanate, probably propionate, sustanon. So, yeah, it's about 200. And then I'm on a little bit of Nandro and Deca in a mix. And the primary is DHB, which is like the old man steroid. But I'm on basically like the pretty low amount. That's what I cruise on. I take half a cc or half a milliliter a week. And then when I compete, I change the mix and it goes up. But when I'm cruising, I just mostly just DHB and test, and I get really good results. I don't really have to do a whole lot because I was natural until the age of 46 almost. So I was a hyper responder, like guys that have been doing it all their lives. I actually didn't want I didn't want to lose my natty status when I was 45. They told me I should go on test, and I didn't want to because I was one of those sanctimonious pricks that thought he was special because he's natural. And then after I went on it, it was so life-changing. I was like, wow, why the fuck would I argue against this? Like, people are retards. They don't even know what they're talking about. So I had what was called contempt prior to investigation. Because the herd says bad. And like modern medicine, man, like, if you get your late 40s, 50s, and you can live a higher quality of life and still continue to do the things you love at a high level, and if you can do it smart and meter the risks, if you will, try to mitigate them as much as possible, why the fuck wouldn't you? I mean, you get guys making fun of my wife because she's on HRT. Are you stupid? She's 48 years old. She looks fucking amazing. Why, you guys are retards if you think that's a bad thing. And we don't respect you. We laugh at you. We're like, okay, thanks for the unsolicited, priceless advice. I'm glad you're here to, tell me how to live my life, but we're okay, Fuck off, right? What age would you recommend to start TRT? I would not recommend starting it until you have to. That's the thing, man. So, this is what was beautiful about it. When I got off for surgery, I had surgery March 20th, and I got off of everything, which was actually the wrong thing. I should have stayed on a little bit of tests, but whatever. And I was pretty much on nothing except for doctor prescribed amounts for 3 months. No, I was on less than that. How many think here? 170. Almost. So for me, almost nothing. And I didn't lose any size and barely any strength. What does that look like? So I was benching, let's say 410, 415. I was hitting 315 for like 9 or 10 reps. I just hit it for 4 the other day. And you think, well, that's a huge drop in strength. Not really. Not considering I haven't really benched since surgery and I just started. and I'm already hitting 315 for 4 reps. That's nuts. And I dropped my weight down to 195 from 230, which everybody thought that was drastic, but I did that on purpose because I figured if I'm not training, I'm not gonna carry all that weight around, and I was way more athletic, so it actually made the combat sports training better. But unfortunately, with not having a bicep, there really wasn't anything I could do anyways. 150 on back squat, good for me. If it's working for you, I never tell anybody what their Brandon F. Palm Beach. Nice. I like your disclaimer while walking in that. It's the most unique one so far I've ever come across. Thank you. but I mean, I just try to be honest. I wish I could go on HRT. My levels are so low, but they're low normal, whatever that means. So you're probably on the. So I've talked to guys at the VA, and I think 200's the action point where they'll prescribe something for you, and they're like 202, and the VA won't do it. There's a lot of clinics around town. If you go talk to the doctors and you explain, like the Helix HRT is a good example. Like, we walked into the office and all the doctors and all the counselors and everybody, they were all fucking bodybuilders. They're all enormous. I'm like, whoa. And he's like, they can prescribe Anavar, Anadrol, like everything. And I'm like, how? How's that? I don't know. But one thing I would suggest, though, I don't really know. See, if you do suffer from hypogonadism, I don't know if I'm saying that right, legitimately, and let's say you're not a power lifter or an athlete, really, you're just an older guy and you want to live a better life, I think a lot of these clinics are kind of pushing too much, if that makes sense. Because I can't think of any reason anyone would ever need a prescription of Anadrol. What for? What would you need that for? I'll take it. If I get it, I'll take it. For sure, it's legal. I don't have to worry about getting arrested or buying something. How it's prescribed, I don't know. What it's prescribed for, I don't know. But you can do it. And but I would seek people like that out because I am a power lifter, and I can talk to these guys and tell them I'm a weightlifter or whatever. And they understand that. They understand what I'm trying to do. They understand what the limits are if you don't want to do too much. Like, there's guys that are trying to like get their test level at like 2,500. Like, what the fuck for? I live around that like 12 to 1,300 range, and that's like max, and that's for competing. And my philosophy is the lowest efficacious amount. So the smallest amount that works for you. Like, don't do any more than that. And of course, take care of yourself. Go get your blood done every couple of months. It's not that hard. It's just people turn themselves into science projects. They just monkey see, monkey do. Like, wow, that Stan Efferding says he did 600 milligrams a trend for like, oh, man, Stan Efferding's like a fucking gorilla, but and he makes a lot of money from lifting, so there's that to consider too. We don't make any money. As a matter of fact, lifting costs me money, so. My level's 312. Oh, yeah, that's way low. Well, that's not way low, Credence. There's two numbers. There's a free test, and one of them is a number that represents the amount of testosterone your body's actually utilizing. I forgot what they call it, but the second number is actually more important. What is that number called? I'd have to look at my blood work. And that actually shows like how much your body's actually utilizing. So if you're normally, and I don't know when you went in to get your test, but if you had bad sleep or a bad diet or were stressed out, or there's so many things that can affect your levels, I would almost suggest getting more than one blood work done, especially if your numbers are that low and you think you want to prove that they're either worse or maybe it'll be better and you get a better picture of what your body's actually doing, because the numbers just jump around quite a bit. Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate that. You're the first one that mentioned it. Stan Efferding is John Jones' steroid plug. He's probably a lot of people. There's free testosterone, but there's another number mixed. I can't remember what it is. Free and total. Yes, you're right. Yeah, free and total. Thank you. So you're right. I do about 150 push-ups a day now. Nice progress for me. So Cena, that's great. 150 push-ups is awesome. In order for the body to adapt, you have to cause stress. So if you do just 150 push-ups a day, you're going to do 150 push-ups a day for the rest of your life, and you won't change one bit from where you are now. So you got to do something more to cause an adaptation. You either got to introduce resistance or weight, or more volume or more weight. Pick one. Usually in tandem. We do more volume until it gets easy, and then you add more weight. You kind of ladder up together. Because I'm still gaining strength, so I'm good for now. Yeah, and everybody has like 6 months of what's called newbie gains, essentially, where the body's just going to adapt because you've not put it under the stress of working out regularly. So you really can't do anything wrong for those 6 months. And you can do things efficiently and inefficiently, but you're still going to make gains. Jen, do you believe there should be a cheap, free public universities? Yes. I'm not a collectivist. I'm vehemently anti-collectivist, and I can't stand socialism. But our country's more socialist than socialist countries, and with the amounts of money that we're shoveling overseas, it's like, what the fuck are people paying for college? And they're getting shit educations too. Now, I do believe that if they offer free educations, they also need to, I don't know, but that's a free speech thing. They got to there's got to be some kind of regulation as to, or a standard as to what they're teaching people, because people are getting in debt for the rest of their lives and taking irrelevant bullshit that will not get them anywhere. All it does is turn them into activists, and they fucking look down on people that are like, I have people that say, well, I have 80 college credits total. I probably could have at least a bachelor's degree, but whatever. I only took stuff I needed to take so I could get advancement in my career. I never completed a degree. No, that's not true. I have an associate's. I didn't finish my bachelor's. I was going for chemical engineering. I think I need 30 more credits. But anyway, what point was I trying to make? Yeah, I'd have these college kids looking down on like construction workers, like guys like us. And I'm like, how much are you making there working for Google, dipshit? Because I made that labor right there that you're laughing at makes 3 times what you do. Literally. And, everybody in construction in Vegas is making 6 figures at minimum. One thing before I go. We are one of the richest countries in the world, and other countries have free education, free healthcare. Why are we rich? We can't do that. Yes, I agree. But I would not want single-payer healthcare. I don't believe. Here's the thing. So our healthcare is like fucked up because of everything's. Our economy is based on litigation. So you look at trades like construction, healthcare, anything that involves regulation for health and safety, and the government overreach over the years has caused so that companies will now pay asinine amount of money for like safety professionals or lawyers or people that will fight litigation. They don't really care about the safety of the employee. They care about not getting fined. So my job as a safety manager is not really to take care of the guys in the field. It's to make sure we don't get fined from OSHA. Same thing with healthcare. Healthcare's got the insurance issues, and you could argue that the government caused anything the auto industry with mandated auto insurance. Anything that the government mandates that is attached to a free market tail, I would say, like the insurance companies, it just spirals out of control, and that's why there's, they can charge so much money, and they just wind up paying it, and they don't have the patient's best interest in mind. They're worried about the doctors getting sued or the hospital getting litigated against. So we do have the most expensive healthcare, but we have the best. And it's not even an argument. I hear these motherfuckers overseas from Canada and England telling us, "Oh, I got free healthcare." And I'm like, "Yeah, you got fucking death clauses where if you don't have options, they'll just give you the option to fucking kill yourself." Healthcare in Canada sucks. Why do you think they all come down here? And then they try to tell us that ours is the fuck off. We have the best. We have the most innovative. Good luck getting treatment. China's healthcare is free, but you might fucking die in line waiting for the place. And it's kind of like a caste system, depending on what level of society. I forget what they call those access cards when they go to different areas where you get preference to go to good hospitals. If you don't have those cards because you're not supposed to be in that area, you get shitty fucking. There's free healthcare and there's free healthcare. You know what I'm saying? America, our healthcare system is the best by far, but we have got to get out of this system where it's a loop between insurance companies and lawyers, and it's just all about. It's really an economy based on fucking lawsuits. Literally, look at your auto insurance. You get in an accident, what do they do? You get a lawyer, he gets you a check, whether you're hurt or not. Whether your car has a little bit of damage or not, he goes for the maximum amount, and the insurance companies just pay it. Well, why do you fucking think everything's so expensive? It's stupid. It's fucking stupid. Like, I didn't even realize it when I've been in 3 accidents, and I always gave up my insurance, and we got the car fixed, or they totaled it, and they gave me the price of the car. Out here in Vegas, Christina's been hit 3 times, And all three times, the lawyer didn't even ask if she was hurt. They just went for the amount. It's nuts. And then I realized something. It's like, oh my God, we have an economy based on lawyers. I see it in construction, the auto, everything, all the, it's fucking nuts. So if we get litigation out of the economy, the market, if you will, I think that would greatly improve and allow for competition. And there's also the fact that while the government doesn't control medical, it's not telling you what procedures you can or can't do. It is controlling who gets to be in the market. So if you're an up and comer and you want to start your own medical business, you're good luck. Good luck getting in there. So they basically turn into like oligarchies. You know, there's three big players in the insurance. There's a few major medical corporations that run a lot of, the majority of the big hospitals. Well, at least out here. Well, there might be more than that, but I mean, they're all kind of networked together. You got Sierra Health, you got, well, whatever. I mean, I deal with workman's comp cases a lot, so I know like Hartford Insurance and Liberty Mutual, and those two alone own the majority of the. It's fucking nuts. How would I make it better? It has to start with the litigation and the insurance. Because everything's downstream from that. Because you're going to go for the maximum amount of money, and you're going to make sure that the guy who got hurt like for this surgery, if you get this at work, you're going to get $50,000 for that, on top of what it costs for physical therapy and all that stuff. They pay out based on, it's a calculation based on like how much time they think you would have lost over time due to, 50 grand to pop a bicep, as an example. And not saying the guy shouldn't get his money. I want him to, absolutely. But, it's just a weird way for an economy to run. Deemed an emergency situation, have to care for outside the emergency. There's no health care for the poor. I don't know. So, Brandon, but who's ever been turned down in an emergency room? Or are you saying only because it's been deemed at an emergency? But to my understanding, nobody can be turned down in an emergency room at all. Ever. Free healthcare would be great, Smart Gamer. I do not want the government to control it at all. Those guys are fucking idiots. I want people that know how to fucking run healthcare to run healthcare, not some fucking bureaucrat. Department of Education, need I say more? Antitrust laws. That's a conversation we would have to have, because I don't know enough about it. Brandon, I didn't know you were trolling, brother. Were you trying to get me on my soapbox, you cheeky devil, you? That's actually pretty good if that's what you're trying to do. I think you're being serious. How much did your home gym cost? Practically nothing, but if I was to have to pay for it, it'd probably be about probably about 10 grand worth of it. Well, no, because the most expensive part is the barbells. Like that Texas deadlift bar, I have like $600 for that fucking thing. But I got the rack for free. My buddy was moving it. If I helped him move, he gave it to me. That's a Camber bar. I got a Titan power bar. I got a Texas deadlift bar. I got that fucking Titan football bar. Mostly the barbells were what I spent my money on. I got the weight from estate sales. Swap meets. There's 3 different brands, so that's why I painted them, so that I stopped mixing them up. I collected it over time, and it's pretty comprehensive too. I mean, I've trained for Worlds IPL Worlds twice, and I trained exclusively with this equipment. Which American flag behind you is my favorite and why? Which one is the one that's all ripped up? That one is. My son's gonna hopefully burn that. This one here, I think people get this one wrong. It means no quarter, right? Which you're going to see a lot because of the conservatives standing up to the liberals, but they got it all wrong because what they're saying is take no prisoners. And that's not what it means. Like, you still... fucking... The left is not our enemy. They're trying to make them our enemy, but if you talk to some of these people, whether you agree with them or not, they're just like us. They're just trying to get by and do their thing and live in peace. We have been led to believe, because of the intellectual bubbles that we trap ourselves in with social media, that everybody on the opposition are these fringe fucking crazy lunatics, and they only show you the worst of them. So, and it's gotten to the point where we won't even have discourse with people that don't agree with us philosophically. And I've never identified with a party. I've considered myself a staunch individualist my entire life. I do lean conservative on most things, but I can say I'm socially liberal. Um, I don't know. I guess I'd be considered a moderate. But one thing that if you could ask, if I stood for something, it would be the Constitution of the United States. I think it's underneath the Bible. It's like one of the most precious documents that's ever been put together. And people just don't understand how fucking blessed they are because nobody reads history. These retards that are bemoaning the most free and prosperous society that ever existed, they're fucking, oh my god, it makes my head hurt. They've obviously not been out of the country, but at the same time, I don't hate them. I have friends that are liberal, and I don't agree with them, and I think that their positions are ill-informed and stupid and demonic and idiotic. But I've never, ever stopped being a friend with somebody because of their political beliefs or not agreeing with them. However, they drop me all the time, like just saying I'm slightly conservative. I've had people that stop talking to me. My stance on the Second Amendment, which is no, no. And ask me a question. We should have stricter. No, I should be able to buy a tank if I want. I think I should be able to have a fucking Vulcan 30 millimeter Gatling gun if I want to. There's just a child at heart. Yeah, for sure. All right. Actually, speaking of that, I need to. Damn it! Talking too much. Right. Right. You're gonna get fucked with a bucket down. What you running from? It's a psychopath about down. Psychopathology. Is that a big down, baby? Where did Slurms go? Did he give up finally? Can't stand the heat? Yeah, I just don't understand why people would like. What does it say about you, what your character, if you're gonna stop being friends with somebody because they don't agree with you? Can you imagine, like, say you lived in a house with somebody, a wife, or whomever, and they agreed with everything you said. Yeah, nothing. They never disagree with you or challenge you or offer a different opinion. Where do you want to go to eat tonight, honey? Waffle House. We ate there last week. Waffle House. Okay, we're going to Waffle House. How awful would that fucking be? You can't grow unless you're challenged. And it really bothers me that people don't investigate their own beliefs. Most liberals know what they don't like, but they have no solution for it. And if you ask them to go search, like they think asking questions is attacking them. I really want to know why people believe what they believe, so I'll ask questions, and they get fucking angry. And it's like, it's pretty sad that you won't talk to me, but I know more about what you believe in than you do. And it also bothers me that they don't know history. So anybody that would push for something like communism is either fucking retarded or malicious. That's the only thing it can be. It's evil or retarded. There's no, wow, I got some good ideas. We should try it again. No, we should not. And Pinochet had the right idea when he chucked people out of helicopters. That's truly what I believe. I'm not saying Pinochet was a good dude, and I wouldn't hire him to run the country, but he did get that one right. You can't let those people infect you. Just chuck them out of the yeah, retarded. John Chalmers. I voted for Trump, but I'm not a sycophant. Um, think about it. Like, this is the first time in history where people wear shirts and hats that have a president's name on it. Has that ever happened before? And I do like Don. I think he's funny. Definitely better than the alternative. Is he going to save the country? No. The way our government's designed, it's designed to be gridlock for a reason. And that you want that, trust me. You don't want the leaders of our country to be able to just pass laws willy-nilly, trust me. There's no gray area anymore, so where we can agree on things. Yeah, I don't really espouse my views. I ask people what theirs are. Whenever I'm engaging somebody in discourse about politics, I try to get, like, when I was at work, the security guard is a black guy, a real awesome dude, but he didn't like the Constitution because he said it was written by white slave owners. Fair enough. But then I asked him, I'm like, well, what exactly do you not like about it? What would you change? And he did nothing. He didn't have an opinion on it. I'm like, you said it's a bad document. Like, what's bad about it? It was written by bad people. Well, okay, maybe there's some context that could be provided. Were they bad people? Or were they a product of their times? Like, I don't know. Obviously, we can all agree slavery is bad, but what about specifically the Constitution you disagree with? What would you write that would be different? Couldn't give me a fucking simple answer. It's like, so you would destroy the only bastion of freedom that's on the planet, even though we're doing a good job of that ourselves, and you don't have anything to replace it with? What are you going to install? Communist? Oh my god. It makes my fucking head hurt. and I'm not. I didn't want to turn it into a thing about slavery. I mean, I get it, but the point is truth is truth. I mean, most of the Constitution was adopted from, like, you got the what is it there? The English common law. English common law. You know, they had it kind of right. They were moving away from monarchy, even though the king still had executive powers. It was more turning into more of a figurehead in Parliament. Was, the Enlightenment movement, where the individual is valued. Where communism, the individual is not valued. It's not even recognized. There is no individual. There's no freedom of speech because you are not a person. You are a collective group. You are assigned by your immutable attributes: white, black, gay, retarded, not retarded. And that's everything about you. Everything your group does is your fault. Everything your group doesn't do, and you're also responsible for everything in history your group did. Even though, like, I was arguing with somebody, and they're like, well, you're white, you're responsible for 400 years. I'm like, my grandparents immigrated from fucking Ireland after World War II. What are you talking about? Like, we don't even have attachment to that shit. Well, you're white, though. Yeah, I'm from the honky motherland, brother. I'm as white as it gets. Fuck off. You've never been a slave, and I've never been a slave owner. Your life's not my fault, and my life's none of your business. So you can eat a dick. Here's your reparations. Absolutely. Smart gamer. Yeah, they had the words right. They just didn't utilize them for a while. And you know what they actually did? That was they call that was that cognitive dissonance. You can't have two opposing truths at the same time. Do you believe in meritocracy? Yes, 100%. The best person for the job. Technocracy principles should be incorporated into our system. See, I don't know. When they say technocracy, I don't know what that means. I know what the word means, but I don't know what it means when it comes to applying it. Eat a dick. Yeah. Eat a dick up to your hiccup. From my understanding, the origin of slavery in America is not race-based, however. Eventually, race was used to justify owning slaves after there was already a movement to release them in America. Well, I can tell you, there was Indians that had slaves. And I don't know, there was black people that had slaves. It might be a small percentage, but there were. But again, it's like slavery is one of those topics where it's like, it's a stupid fucking conversation. The fact that we're still talking about it tells me that the levers of power that are manipulating the easily manipulated progressives in this country to take up a cause, and they're following Marxism. And if you read Marx's book, you'd know that. You'd understand how the revolution works. And they're using them as what they call the useful idiots. and it's not a conversation we should even be having. If anything, we should be moving away from it. Um, they're propagating it and keeping it in our parlance front and center. It's stupid. Shout out to the White Motherland. Ireland? No, I think if I was going to say the honky motherland, I would talk about my Viking roots. How much am I benching? It's that's 275 with a camber bar, so it's got a 4-inch extended range of motion, and I got a 4-inch incline on it. Let's break this out of here. So what does that equate to with a straight bar? I don't fucking know. Probably 315. Whoa, that's heavy. Whoa, shit. Yeah, you go down all the way, that gets really heavy right there. Woo. I'm like, uh-oh. Probably drop it down and do an AMRAP. Oh, I gotta do my... I'm beating away. My little buttercup. Well, shit, guys. It's 9:52. I don't think I'm going to do bag work tonight. Okay, smart gamer, I want to be very clear. I'm absolutely against collectivism of any type. So I'm going to talk about like entitlement program. If it's a VA, you signed a contract and they're just giving you their part, what they agreed to. Social Security, we should have never had it to begin with. But I paid that money all my life. And fuck you if I don't want it back, motherfucker. Now, the people living off the state, like my sister, who never worked a day in her life, and she could if she wanted to, probably Auschwitz oven. No, I don't know. I feel like we're so rich that we should take care of people that can't take care of themselves. Will some people abuse it? Yeah. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's nothing. It's a pittance compared to like what we're sending overseas. You know what I mean? Like to take care of the people that can't take care of themselves would be a fraction of what we're just giving to fucking Israel. And it's just like nothing for us. And people ask why that is. Why can't they take care of this country? Because the dollar, like geopolitics is kind of, I don't want to say hobby, but the way our dollar works is we're basically laundering money. We got to get the money out of the country and over there. So it's actually better for the dollar to give it to some other country, whether we like them or not, than it is to take care of our people, which does nothing. That being said, fuck them. The government is supposed to be for the people, and it ain't. We're probably long past the time where we should have rose up and slew them. And I don't know if we'll ever be organized to do that, or I don't know what that would look like. I'm at the point now where it's like I'm kind of hoping Revelations is right. You know what I mean? Like, let's just fucking get this over with. We do give more to foreign aid than any other country because we have to. That's the reason why the dollar's got value. That's the reason why they're doing gender studies in Pakistan. You know what I mean? They got to get that money out there. People don't understand why. Why does all this money go overseas? It has to. It's got to be in that circulation. You could keep that dollar. You don't want the dollar to fall off as the world currency. Say what you want. Trust me, most of us are privileged because of that. The reason why so many motherfuckers are so lazy in this country, they don't have to work to support themselves, is because of that shit. Why are we the number one economy in the world? We don't fucking make anything. Do you know anybody that does anything for a living? How are we the number one country in the world? It's because of the stock market and all the fucking tech companies, which it's just crazy that we are allowed to live the enormous privilege that we are because of our currency being the world currency. And the reason why it's the world currency is because we police the fucking waters with our Navy and we allow for free trade and we fucking launder money overseas to keep the dollar strong. But we can't take care of our own people. And you know what? If they told us that, if they told you guys that, so you understood, it would at least be better than people going, why can't they take care of us when they're giving Israel like $53 billion? They won't ever say it. That's why. It sucks. It's fucking stupid because the amount of money it would take to basically give free healthcare for all 300 million of us wouldn't be a dent in what they send overseas or our military budget. China, the interesting thing about China is we're so tied to them that see, a lot of that's bullshit too, because with all the rhetoric you hear on TV, if you can hear the conversations that they're having that you're not seeing, trust me. Elon Musk, he's got the factories over there. Knowing full well that China wanted those factories so that they would be able to copy his technology and then start making electric cars of their own, which they did. So, it's everybody's all buddy. On paper, on TV, they have to be enemies. They got to be the rhetorical statements are pretty much kayfabe. It's fucking wrestling. I don't even think China's communist, Adrian, because it's like I would call them like a collectivist tyranny. Yeah, we're definitely entwined. I have no love. I don't want to say I hate the Chinese government, but if you look at what communism is, by definition, China ain't it. They're basically just a dictatorship. They have some aspects of capitalism. They're allowed to believe they have some aspect of capitalism. Everything's controlled by the state. All businesses are run by the state. Actually, they're actually closer to fascism, to be honest with you. If you think about it. Interesting. So, I mean, have any of you read the Encyclopedia Italiano about Benito Mussolini, where he defines what fascism is? It's funny because you have Antifa. I was calling everybody fascist, and it's like, look in the mirror, fucktard. we actually match the definition pretty closely too. If you look at like the fact that they've allowed the tech companies and the government to become entwined to the point where the tech companies are influencing whether it's out in the open or not. We're being run by them more and more. So that'd be like an autocracy. What do you, when the corporations are the ruling, what is that called? Help me out here, guys. Oligarchy. Wow. I knew it. I had it there somewhere. So we are an oligarchy that really closely matches the definition of fascism, if you go by what Mussolini described it as. Are you afraid of Palantir creating a social similar to that in the book of 1984, George Orwell? No, but where my generation really fucked up is we weren't political because we had no reason to be. We had it too good. Gen X had it really good. And then the towers went down, and they came up with the Patriot Act, and most of us were like, okay. Didn't even realize what we were signing away until later. And that's really where I started to become politically involved as I sort of became disillusioned towards the end of my service. That's our fault. We were asleep at the wheel, and we just didn't know. It's like, yeah, we trust the government, right? Well, now we're basically running the same thing by allowing these tech companies to do what they're doing. And they believe me when I tell you, the DARPA, the Department of Defense, have had stuff that's way more advanced than what the like their chat GPTs and all that. They've had stuff for a while now that's way more advanced. Palantir, I watched a 3-hour podcast on what he's trying to do. That fucking guy's a psycho. It's like, okay, you should be terrified, but what are you going to do about it? I mean, it almost kind of points towards the Bible, like the number of the beast, like you can't buy or sell without the mark, which is, I don't know, man. The more I think about it, the more my brain starts frying. It just makes me want to just like start drinking again. Just crawl in a hole, fight it. Said they're not addicted. What am I missing here? Heavy duty Josh. I'm a 5-minute doctor, and you wait 4 months. Oh, somebody arguing healthcare, dude. I mean, you're not going to win because I've been to a lot of countries and they fucking suck. They might have free healthcare, but when it comes down to it, if you got some rare disease or rare cancer, like your odds of getting some kind of a cure are way better in the United States than they are overseas. Just because like advanced, you might only wait 5 minutes for a doctor, but if you have something severe where it requires advanced treatment, you're gonna die. Sorry about your luck, buddy. Good job though. You got a guy that responds to you in 4 minutes. Great, awesome. That's the point I'm talking about. All right. I own nothing and be happy. Yeah, right. You'll own nothing and be happy. That motherfucker's like evil for he doesn't even he should have a cat petting it like Dr. Evil. That fucking guy's like a cartoon character. Klaus, whatever the fuck his name is. I sometimes think they put him out there as an actor. Like that guy can't be real. Like you can't be that fucking the archetype of fucking James Bond villain saying you're gonna dominate world control. You'll own nothing and be happy. Like, oh my god, like that's so fucking hyperbolic. Is that the word? The guy cannot be real. Yeah, that's true. Klaus Schwab, yes, you'll own nothing and be happy. All right, this conversation's. I've been through rehab, so yeah, you can get off anything, but at the same time, if you're not an addict, something I would like people that don't suffer from addiction to understand is the reason why most addicts can't get off of it is either the withdrawals are so severe that they think they're going to die if they don't get more heroin, or the dopamine system's been hijacked to the point where their mind literally thinks they need it to survive. It's difficult. And you can know that it's not real. You can know that it's a lie, and you can know you can beat it. But in the moment when you're going through it, detox, whatever, it can be enormous. Which is why I always tell people to go to a rehab or a detox, because they'll help you with that. But it's almost like it's a pity that both sides. I would like to see addicts take more responsibility, and I would like to see people that aren't addicted to understand that they don't have the context to judge people on what they're going through. Just understand that as an addict who got sober, it sucks. It's very hard. Can you do it? Yes. Are you responsible for doing it? Yes. But I don't begrudge people that struggle. If they relapse or it takes them a couple times or they have problems with it. Drug addiction is one of those rare things that for some reason people make all or nothing. You're either always sober every minute of the day or you're fucking evil. The guy relapses. Like, the guy used to drink every day of his life, and he relapsed after a couple beers. Goes back to the program, raises his hand. Everybody treats him like, oh, Bob relapsed. Oh, he's back at it again. I was like, no, look, if you're fucking dieting and you have a day where you fall off to people like give you shit because you had a cake one day, no. And I always tell, like, drug addicts and alcoholics are the only people I know that if they fucking relapse, it's like if they get a flat tire, their solution is to knife the other three. Like, instead of changing the tire. Basically, it's a call for empathy. It doesn't mean absolve a responsibility, but just try to understand people a little bit more. And I think that's really the prescription for everything we're going through. Is like we don't attempt to put ourselves in other people's shoes. And it doesn't mean you have to agree with them. And if you have an opinion that's stupid, I'll tell you it's stupid. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to stop being your friend. I'm just going to call you a fucking retard. All right, guys. I love y'all. I'm not going to hit the bag tonight just because it's getting so late. I'll do that tomorrow. I can almost do this full splits in both directions now. 51-year-old dude. Like a Van Damme. All right, guys. I love y'all. I'll see you on the battlefield.